Imagine being a warrior, the most feared bounty hunter in the entire galaxy. And right now you're trapped at the bottom of a pit, surrounded by monsters. Your face has just been exposed for the first time in your life. Your enemies are standing above you, laughing. There is no weapon, no backup, no hope. And then, a tiny green hand reaches down. This is where our story ends. But let's start from the very beginning, because what happens between that opening and this moment? Jaw on the floor. What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. If you love epic storytelling and Star Wars breakdowns, you are exactly where you need to be right now. One quick thing before we dive in: if you're new here, hit that subscribe button. Alright, let's get into it. Our story opens with Mando Din Djarin crashing a secret meeting with terrifying surgical precision. His target? The group's leader. The man bolts the second he sees Mando coming. Big mistake. Mando hunts him down, cuts through every guard in his path, and ends the chase with a single devastating strike. Mission accomplished. Back at base, Mando collects his reward, but before he can even breathe, his commander, the razor-sharp Colonel Ward, drops a new assignment in front of him. This one is different. The target is a man so dangerous, so hidden, that nobody has ever seen his face. His name, Lord Coin. And Mando has absolutely no idea where to start. Colonel Ward has a solution. The Hutt twins, twin crime lords with connections on every planet in the galaxy. If anyone knows where Lord Coin is hiding, it's them. But in this galaxy, nothing comes free. When Mando meets the Hutt twins, they don't just hand over Lord Coin's location. Of course they don't. They want something first. Their nephew Rotta the Hutt has gone missing. Find him. Bring him back. Then they'll talk. So Mando follows the trail across the galaxy to a distant planet and finds Rotta right in the middle of a brutal underground fight. But here's the twist. Rotta wasn't kidnapped. He's here by his own choice. He's been training under a powerful and mysterious figure named Lord Janu, and he has just one final fight left. One fight, and his contract ends. His debt is paid, and he will finally be free. Mando tries to reason with him. Rotta refuses. So Mando does what Mando always does. He goes straight to the source. He tracks down Lord Janu himself. When the two finally come face to face, Mando makes a simple request: release Rotta from the contract. Lord Janu smiles and says no. Then he reveals something horrifying. Rotta's final fight doesn't end with a winner. It ends when one of the fighters is dead. Mando races back to warn Rotta. Rotta refuses to listen and has Mando thrown in a cell. The next morning, Mando wakes up standing inside the fighting arena. His opponent? The man he came to save. The crowd erupts. The fight begins. Blow after blow. Mando absorbs everything, still trying to reason with Rotta mid-battle, until finally, he defeats him. And then Mando does something nobody expected. He drops to his knees. I surrender. He refuses to kill him. Lord Janu is furious and releases a wave of deadly monsters into the arena. Total chaos. One beast destroys the security barriers. Creatures pour into the crowds. And in the madness, Mando finally gets through to Rotta. As they escape together, Rotta drops two bombshells. First, the Hutt twins don't want him back safely. They want him dead. Because the territory they rule was stolen, and Rotta knows the truth. Second, Lord Janu's full name is Lord Janu Coin. The man Mando has been searching for this entire time was standing across from him in that arena. Mando doesn't waste a second. He storms Lord Coin's headquarters, tears through every obstacle, and walks out with Lord Coin in chains. But Mando makes a decision. He will not hand Rotta over to the Hutt twins. He sends Rotta somewhere safe. And for a moment, life is peaceful. Rotta and little Grogu are becoming the best of friends. And if you're not smiling watching those two together, I really don't know what to tell you. But peace never lasts. One quiet night, Mando spots someone lurking outside his home. Before he can react, he's ambushed. A bounty hunter drags him in chains straight to the Hutt twins. They've also captured Rotta. And then they do the unthinkable. They tear off Mando's helmet, his face exposed, his identity shattered. For a Mandalorian, this is a fate worse than death. Then they throw him into the pit, the one filled with monsters. And this is exactly where we started. That tiny green hand? Grogu, he finds the location. He plants explosives, and he blasts a tunnel open to free Mando. Mando escapes, but collapses. He was bitten by one of the creatures in the pit, and the poison is spreading fast. Grogu doesn't panic. A kind creature named Koli who lives nearby gives Grogu the antidote. And Grogu saves his partner. When Mando recovers, he comes back with everything he has. And this is when Grogu's powers are fully revealed. Despite being the size of a child, Grogu lifts massive objects with a thought. He reaches out and touches wild, deadly creatures, and they become calm. They become friends. He uses this power to free Rotta from captivity. Colonel Ward arrives with her entire army. She's uncovered the Hutt twins' darkest secret. They've been feeding intelligence to the Imperial forces the whole time. They're traitors. The battle is devastating. In the chaos, the Hutt twins fall into the very pit they built for their enemies. The monsters they use to destroy others turn on them. Mando gives the order. Colonel Ward gives the command. A massive explosion. Fire, smoke, silence. They survive, barely pulled from the water by Mando's loyal pilot friend. In the aftermath, peace. Real peace. Mando returns to his missions, but this time, Grogu is in the co-pilot's seat. And as they launch into the stars, Grogu's little hands on the controls, the ship jumping to light speed through a breathtaking galaxy, you realize this story was never really about Lord Coin, or the Hutt twins, or any mission. It was about a warrior who found a family. This is The Way. Drop a comment below. What moment hit you the hardest?